Welcome everyone in today's webinar on understanding the future scope and career opportunities in pharmaceutical management. Let me brief you about IIHMR Bangalore. Established in 2004, the Institute of Health Management Research Bangalore stands as a premier institution with 20-year legacy of excellence in healthcare education and research and proudly accredited with a NAC A grade in 2025. Renowned for its industry driven approach and academic rigor, the Institute has consistently set benchmarks in healthcare management education across India. IHMR Bangalore's flagship postgraduate diploma in management (PGDM) is approved by AICTE, accredited by NBA, granted MBA equivalence by AIU. This flagship program embodies the institute's enduring commitment to academic quality, institutional excellence, and holistic student development. At the South Campus of Indian Institute of Health Management Research, Jaipur, IHMR Bangalore continues to nurture future-ready healthcare leaders equipped with managerial and analytical skill to excel across hospital, public health, health IT, health insurance, consultancy, pharmaceutical sectors, carrying forward to its two-decade tradition of shaping the future of healthcare management. Let me introduce you to our today's moderator of the webinar, Ms. Kavita Yadav, healthcare management professional with expertise in education of executive office management, business operations, HR, CRM, process automation, and strategic coordination. Creator of Exploring Pharma, delivering credible health education, pharmaceutical insights, and community engagement through digital platforms. Professional highlights. She led executive office operations and strategic coordination for top leadership, spearheaded HRMS implementation, CRM automation, SOP standardization, asset tracking, and process optimization, manage recruitment, vendor management, MIS reporting, and cross functional project execution. Ms. Kavita Yadav is a strong exposure to healthcare, pharmaceutical marketing research, business analysis, and digital transformation initiatives. Founder of Exploring Pharma YouTube channel with 4,000 plus subscribers, guiding students on pharmaceutical career and industry trends. Her area of expertise include executive office and business operations, healthcare and pharmaceutical management, process automation and CRM, HR systems and strategic coordination, pharma marketing research and business analysis. We welcome you, ma'am, for today's session.
Thank you, Poonam.
Yeah. Moving ahead towards introducing our speakers, let me first introduce you to Dr. Pratap Kumar Nair, who is a professor at IIHMR Bangalore, a seasoned academic and healthcare management professional with expertise in pharmaceutical management, clinical research, healthcare consulting, and international pharma business. Academic qualifications are PhD, International Business School of Scandinavia, Denmark, MPharm from Kasturba Medical College, Manipal, certified in good clinical practice and healthcare consulting from reputed institutions in the USA, Singapore, and IIM Bangalore. He has extensive experience in business development, clinical research, and commercial excellence. Worked with globally renowned pharmaceutical organizations like Novo Nordisk and Wockhardt. International exposure across 27 leading healthcare markets. Published researcher in International Journal of Diabetes in Developing Countries. His area of expertise include pharmaceutical management, hospital and healthcare administration, commercial excellence, and international pharmaceutical business. We welcome you, sir, for today's session. Moving ahead towards introducing to Professor Shamsuzzaman Ansari, sir, who is Associate Professor at IIHMR Bangalore, a healthcare and pharmaceutical management professional with 12 plus years of experience across industry and academia, specializing in pharmaceutical sales and marketing, market research, competitive intelligence, and pharmacoeconomics. His academic qualifications include B.Pharm, School of Pharmaceutical Education and Research from Jamia Hamdard, MBA in Marketing from Aligarh Muslim University, and UGC NET qualified in Management. The professional highlights include he is a former market research consultant at IQVIA, previously associated with WNS, ZS Associates, and Transparency Market Research TMR. Led pharmaceutical market forecasting and consulting projects across Saudi Arabia, UAE, Egypt, Hungary, Thailand, South Korea, and Hong Kong. International business exposure through assignments in Saudi Arabia and Egypt. Published author of multiple healthcare and pharmaceutical industry articles and blogs. His area of expertise include pharmaceutical market research and business consulting, pharmaceutical competitive intelligence, pharmacoeconomics, and pharmaceutical sales and marketing. We welcome you, sir, for today's session.
Thank you, Poonam.
Yeah. Moving ahead to introduce Mr. Bhabesh Panigrahi for today's session. With 25 years of global leadership experience across biopharma, health tech, and pharmaceuticals, Mr. Bhabesh helps organizations transfer scientific innovation into commercially successful investor-ready businesses. His core expertise include commercialization and go-to-market strategy, portfolio and assess prioritization, market entry, pricing and positioning, commercial due diligence for partnerships, licensing and M&A, investment and capital allocation strategy, and translating clinical and market insights into strategic decisions. Mr. Bhabesh also de-risk commercialization decisions early, strengthen portfolio and investment strategies, enable confident data-driven leadership decisions, and maximize long-term enterprise and portfolio value, helping founders, investors, and healthcare leaders make smarter strategic decisions before the biggest investment are made. We welcome you, sir, for today's session.
Thank you, Poonam.
Yeah. And moving ahead to introduce Dr. Shrikant G. Naik, who is Associate Professor at IIHMR Bangalore, an accomplished academic and pharmaceutical marketing professional with extensive experience in both academia and the pharmaceutical industry, specializing in marketing, strategic management, and sales leadership. The qualifications include PhD in Management from Jain University, Bengaluru, PGDM in Marketing Management, KLS IMER Belgavi, and Bachelor of Pharmacy in Karnataka University, Dharwad. The professional highlights are rich industry experience with Morpin Lab, Novo Nordisk, Ranbaxy, and Abbott Healthcare. Former faculty at MITE Mangalore, KLS IMER Belgavi, and Adept IMSR Dharwad. Published research in Web of Science and Scopus Index journals and presented at renowned conferences. Delivered consultancy project for Credi, the foundry hospitality sectors, and conducted Salesforce training for Curzena Pharma Hyderabad. His area of expertise include pharmaceutical marketing, strategic management, sales and distribution management, branding, CRM, sales leadership. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Poonam.
And now I would like to hand over the session to our today's moderator, Ms. Kavita.
Thank you, Poonam, and good evening, everyone. I would like to welcome everyone to our esteemed panelists, faculty members, and participants who have joined us from across all the country. And today I'm delighted to be the moderator for today's discussion. And before we like to begin, I would like to sincerely thank IIHMR Bangalore for giving me this opportunity. And I'm confident that today's session will go beyond just discussing career options, and it will provide valuable insight. And I would like every student to take notes of whatever insights the panelists are giving, and it would definitely help student to make informed decision about their careers in pharmaceutical management or allied courses such as hospital management, etc. So let's get started. So for first, I would like to ask Dr. Pratap Nair. So we would like to know that many pharmacy students believe that career growth is limited to just production, quality assurance, or regulatory affairs. So how has pharmaceutical management changed this perception over the years, and what are new career avenues that are emerging in today's world?
Okay. So, can you see me actually? My video is visible.
No, sir. You are not visible. Joyce, can you help Pratap, sir? Sir, you can go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I am audible, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
So the question is a very good question, basically. So and to a greater extent, that is also correct. Today's perception when the students complete BPharm, their entire idea, all the 4 years, they have been, yeah, I think now I'm visible, right? Yeah, the entire 4 years of BPharm, they have been taught in such a way that they only know about production, pharmaceutical production, which is in fact a small segment of the opportunities. Okay. But unfortunately, the curriculum is designed in that way. And then now another initiative the Pharmacy Council and the AICTE is taken is that now we have PharmD, which is a 5-year course, I believe, and it's actually clinical orientation, the clinical pharmacist, which is basically not existing. But actually, what is a pharmaceutical industry? Once you do this course, the pharmaceutical management, first of all, let me tell you, this is actually the curriculum, the whole curriculum has been designed by the industry experts, okay, in consultation with the industry experts, so that it opens up a new entry to the multiple levels of pharmaceutical industry, including production. I would say including production, because production is only one among several opportunities that this course can actually offer to the students who complete this. Okay. I would like to mention a few of them. Within 6 to 7 months before the first 1 year, we will try to identify your area of interest. Where do you want to go? Of course, one is, of course, about the production, quality control, and quality assurance, and so on and so forth. Another area is I would like to highlight that clinical research. Clinical research is coming up in a very big way in India, and so far we have not identified as a country where we can invent new molecules. But recently, actually, I think the Indian companies have started actually a lot of innovation in the area of clinical research, especially vaccines. Then you must have heard of Vocard, invented a new antibiotic, 2 new antibiotic for nosocomial infections. And again, one more pharma company is basically the Orchid Pharma, Chennai based. So I think Indian companies are taking a leap towards the innovation part of pharma industry, which is basically clinical research. So within clinical research itself, you can get diversified into various different growth pathways. Like, one is you can be a clinical trial coordinator, one can be a medical reporter, medical scientific license, and so on and so forth. And you must be actually a market support officer, medical officer, wherein you will handle the queries from the doctors regarding the new molecules, new indications, and you will help them to prepare presentations. You will help them to come out with research articles, publications. So this is one area apart from the production. Another one is marketing. Marketing means it's not sales. I'm talking about marketing. There's a lot of marketing activities which happens in the back end office of all the pharmaceutical companies, which the common man is not aware of. Okay, because ours is a forbidden industry. Okay, so basically you can become a product executive, and then you can grow into the role of a product manager, and then you can become a competitive intelligence officer, or even you can become a group product manager, and finally you can become a director, marketing director. And likewise, you can also become a medical director. Okay, you have provided you have a life science background. Another area is basically international business, exports, logistics, and a lot of pathways are going to open because, as I told you, the world is awaiting for a molecule for nosocomial infection, for which most of the patients are actually dying, even in the US. So India will be selling a premium product. Okay, even government of India also might get a lot of opportunity to service the other populations. So you can even become a great job role in the government sector going forward as the industry is shifting towards from the pharmacy of the world to the innovative partner of the world. Okay, the government also will get involved. Another area which I would like to highlight and stop this basically is the global capability centers. So even the companies which have a very low level of operations in India are setting up huge global capability centers, and especially south of India geographically is becoming a hub for the GCC, especially Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Cochin, etc. Even though the production facility or the head office, is actually very low, but south of India is becoming a GCC center. Another area, as Ansari sir has said, we can become independent consultants. Yeah. Hello. So there are consultation companies, medical consultation, I mean, life science consultation by Accenture, Ernst & Young, Tata Consultancy. All those people actually require management consultants with the medical knowledge. Okay. So that your clients will be pharmaceutical companies, existing companies, the startups, and so on and so forth. So even in that area, so it is not the production alone. It is much more beyond that.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Agreed. Agreed on your point saying that PharmD, clinical research, and most important, marketing has some of the various emerging fields today. But irrespective of any of the field, like I would like to ask, like communication and business presentation skills are becoming critical in pharma career currently. So, if I ask you, what practical advice would you give to students to improve these skills before they enter into the corporate world?
Yeah. See, that is, I would like to say that this question is even more important than the first question, because anywhere you go, whichever area which I've mentioned where you go, you have to make business presentations. Okay, so your communication and business presentation or managerial skills, all that skill set is required for performance and for a growth perspective. Because basically the communication, whether you're talking to your own internal clients or your external clients, communication is the main part. So as a part of the curriculum, in whichever specialty you would like to go, in this particular course in pharmaceutical management, we will train you, okay, with each of the, apart from the faculty training that they are going to train you on this, communication skills, we will also get the industry expert. At the end of each session, we'll get the industry experts on communication skills. Communication means, in many situations, there are different communications. One is, boardroom presentation, one to few. Okay. Another one is one to many. Okay. Maybe 100 people. Okay. Or internationally, a lot of people are logged in from different geographies, from different multicultural people. Okay. With different skills in English. Okay. So that is a different types of communication. Writing communication is another important area. Okay. So communication is an area which everybody requires in whichever growth path they are choosing. So basically, we are here to support you on that, and you can be rest assured on that.
Yes, sir. So, sir, if I could briefly ask you that since we know most of the students are currently in their final year B Pharm, who are starting at currently at a point who want to know like what would be the roadmap ahead, or a M Pharm student, or maybe a pharma management student today, what would you suggest them, or what would tell them as a successful leadership career in pharmaceutical industry over the next coming 10 years? Briefly, if you can tell.
Yeah. So I would say that they have to first of all unlearn the fact that pharmaceutical industry is not just production. That is the first thing, and they have to start learning what are the different opportunities for me. Okay. So I would say that once you join this course, you must start discussing in group. We have for each student we have a mentor, and you must initiate discussion with the mentor and try to understand. That's what I said. In the first 6 to 7 months, you must understand where your perfect fitment comes, whether it is in the clinical research, the medical department, marketing department, or even sales. Sales is not the normal sales in a pharmaceutical industry. In a pharmaceutical industry, the sales means you're not selling goods to a customer. Okay? Your customers are actually doctors. The decision makers are different. Okay, so the doctors, first of all, you have to create value for the doctors with your scientific knowledge. You have to create, trust, because the products, most of the products in the pharma industry currently are out of patent, and there's a lot of competition. So what would make the doctor choose your company to prescribe is very important. It is not the brand name alone, or it is not the small gift which you're giving, like a pen or a brand reminder. It is not that. That is not the pharmaceutical sale. Pharmaceutical sale is engaging the doctor in a scientific discussion and creating value for them, and creating value and helping his patients. The doctor should feel that, this will definitely help my patients. Okay. And educating his patients. Okay. Not directly, but through the doctor or through the doctor's staff. So sales is another area, and marketing is different. Clinical research is different. Then international business is different. Then regulatory affairs is different. So basically, all of these requires a great amount of managerial communication, which is common for everybody.
Yes, sir, I agree that being a manager at first place is very important, irrespective of whatever field you choose. So, thank you for the insightful answers. And moving on to Professor Shamsuzzaman Ansari, sir. So, sir, I would like to ask you that students often ask whether an MBA or PGDM in pharmaceutical management is worth pursuing after their pharmacy. And if they want to ask, like, what additional skills does such program provide that technical education alone cannot provide? So you can briefly let us know.
Yeah, sure, Kavita. So see, this is a very common question that even I come across being the head of admission at IIHMR Bangalore. Students, they keep asking whether they should go for MBA or PGDM program. So see, the difference lies mainly in terms of nomenclature. Institutes which offer PGDM program, actually they have AICT approval, and those who offer MBA program, they have UGC approval. So that is the difference. And if you go in detail, right, So what I feel that PGDM programs are more in line with the industry needs and requirements because they have more flexibility as compared to those institutions or universities which offer MBA program. But having said that, I would say, rather than going for whether you should go for PGDM or MBA, you should think about the institute, right? You should do your research and understand which institute, which program offers by which institute has better curriculum, which has better faculty profile, which has better placement records and industry connect. That is important because people who go for MBA or PGDM, their only objective is to get a job after the completion of the program. So that is important. Now, coming to the second part of your questions, right? How it is management program is different from the technical program. So it is very different, right? Because the scope is very different. If I compare pharma management with master in pharmacy, right? So pharma management, it broadens the scope of those who are looking for a job after their PGDM program in management, as compared to if they go for M-Pharmacy. M-Pharmacy, after M-Pharmacy, they may have certain jobs like, quality assurance. They can be the part of quality check. They can join a production team, or maybe they can join R&D. But if they go for, pharma management, the scopes are, very wide. Because in this program, they are prepared in a way they can lead, they can manage, operations across the pharma business value chain, starting from drug discovery to clinical trials to regulatory affairs to sales and marketing, supply chain management, and overall commercial excellence. So they are trained in that way, right? And also, since this is about the management of operations of different departments in pharma industry, so they are taught, about management concept in that how the sales and marketing is done. They are taught, how to manage procurement, how to manage distribution. They are taught effective communication skills. They are taught, data analytics. They are taught interpersonal skills, right? Adaptability, learning agility, right? They are taught how to think in a very critical way, how to solve a problem. So these are the learnings that they have when they go for a management program.
Yes, sir, I agree. I agree that these skills are very much important because today in corporate world, I see myself like, since you said the agility skills and things like that, they are very, very much important. And yes, today students want a good job. And college like you, IIHM are providing, better ROI with the fees you are offering is such a very good option. And continuing the same question, if you can tell me what IIHMR Bangalore stands itself apart from other programs into Pharma MBA.
Right. So see, there are many institutions in India, right? They offer, either MBA in pharma management or they offer PGDM in pharma management. But why we are different? First, we are the part of IIHMR, and that is a pioneer in healthcare management in India. We have a legacy of 4 decades. If I talk about IIHMR Bangalore, we are there for the last 22 years. And we are only into healthcare management. And under that, we offer different programs like hospital management, pharma management. If you look at other institutions, along with these kind of programs, they run other programs. So they don't have that kind of expertise. They don't have qualified teachers like we have, right? So that is one thing. We are the pioneer in healthcare management in India. Second, our curriculum is very much industry aligned, and there is a reason for that because we follow a very robust, curriculum of, very robust procedure to update our curriculum, wherein we invite industry experts, we invite, academicians from other institutions, we invite our alumni, and also our internal faculties, right? Also, since we are there for the last 22 years, if I talk about only IIHMR Bangalore, and if I consider IIHMR as a group, right, we are there for the last 40 years. We have many alumni who are the part of healthcare organizations. So you go to any healthcare organizations, whether that is a hospital, that is a pharma company or medical device company, you will find alumni from IIHMR Bangalore. So we have a strong network of alumni. Also, if you look at our faculties, right, they are highly qualified, and many of them, they have industry experience. Like in today's, panel, you can see there are 3 professors from IIHMR Bangalore, and all of them, they have industry experience, like Dr. Pratap, right? Poonam, briefed about him. He has spent 30 years in industry, and for the last 1-2 years, he's there into academia. And we have Dr. Shikanji Naik. He has been the part of industry for 12 years, 13 years, and now he has been teaching for the last 15 years. And me, I have spent 10 years in pharma market research and consulting side. And for the last 3 years, I'm into academia. So this kind of profile you will not find in other institutions, which are the permanent faculty. Along with us, we also keep inviting people like Bhabesh, and there are many others, right, who are the part of industry, and they come to our college, they teach our students, they give industrial exposure. Next, we have excellent placement record, and that is mainly because we have a dedicated placement, department with us, who keeps on working, right, to place our students based on their interest. So by every year, by Feb, I mean their program will get completed by June, but 4 months before that, 85 to 90% of our students they get placed, right? Now you highlighted about the ROI, right? Our fee for pharma management is just 8 lakh rupees for 2 years. If you look at other institutions, they have pharma management program fee in the range of 15 to 20 lakh, and our is just 8 lakh, and our average placement is in the range of 6.5 to 7 lakh. So if you look at the ROI, it's great. And next, industry connect, we are well connected for this pharma management program. When we were developing the curriculum, right, we got support from companies like Biocon, Novo Nordisk, Microlab, Sandoz, IQVIA, Fortria, AdmitNext, and Octopus Consulting. We are well connected. People from these companies, they visit our campus, they help us in curriculum development, they take sessions, they also help us in the admission process, being the part of the panel, and in different many ways, they support us. So these are the few pointers I would say. Based on that, we differentiate ourselves from others.
Yes, sir. That is like very much important. I can say that the fees which you are taking and the ROI which you are offering and the companies visiting for placement, that is like worth considering if any student considers joining IIHMR, and that answers the question like how do you and make sure that your curriculum is relevant to the current industry trends and placement records. So thank you, sir. So moving on to Mr. Bhabesh Panigrahi. Sir, I would like to ask you that you've worked with global pharmaceutical companies, biotech startups, and healthcare organizations into different roles. Based on what you're seeing today, what are the biggest gap you feel between what pharmacy graduates learn in college and what the industry actually expects from them? And what does corporate, employers value the most in today's world?
Thank you, Kavita. All of you can hear me all right? You can hear me all right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, answering your question, Kavita, I actually, see this as an expectation gap, not a knowledge gap. See, our universities do an excellent job of building scientific fundamentals, and that's exactly what they should do. So the challenge is that the pharmaceutical industry is evolving much faster than the curriculum. So what happens is when students graduate, they often discover that companies expect much more than the technical expertise, because the industry expects professionals who can connect science with business. For example, it's not enough to understand how a medicine works. You also need to understand the patient journey, the market, the competition, customer needs, and how companies make commercial decisions. Talking about the second expectation, which is around problem solving. So in college, students are often rewarded for giving the right answer. But in the industry, you are rewarded for asking the right questions and solving the real business problems. The third expectation is working across functions. Right? The pharmaceutical industry is highly collaborative. We get to see strategic collaborations happening at breakneck speed, right? Especially in a global context. So you will work with R&D, manufacturing, regulatory, medical affairs, marketing, sales, finance, and supply chain, right? So success depends on how well you work with people, not just how much you know. And finally, there is adaptability. the industry is changing rapidly with the emergence of AI, digital health, biologics, and new business models. So companies are looking for professionals who are comfortable with change and committed to continuous learning. So if you ask me what employers value, beyond technical knowledge, I would say they value four things. First thing is business understanding. Second is problem solving. Third, communication and collaboration. Pratap sir has already highlighted that, and it's very, very important. And last but not the least, the fourth one is the ability to learn and adapt. So that's also why many graduates today, they choose to complement their scientific education with a pharmaceutical management program from institute like IIHMR, because it helps them build the business perspective that today's pharmaceutical industry increasingly expects.
Like even if you're not best or acing into certain field, you should have the ability to learn, and that what a person expects from you. And that is what we should also develop as a skill in ourselves, and we should hone that skill as well. Sir, apart from that, I'd like to ask, like over the last 3 decades, you've advised pharmaceutical companies into strategy, commercial excellence, and business growth. So, based on your experience, what qualities and habits consistently separate high-performing professionals from the rest of them? And what advice would you like to give to students who aspire to become, future ready professional as a career into the pharmaceutical industry?
Sure. Thank you, Kavita. That's a question that's very close to my heart, because over the last 3 decades of my career, I have had the opportunity to work with professionals at every stage, right from fresh graduates to CXO level people. So, and if there is one thing I have learned, and I'll tell you what's that about, and it's about long-term success is rarely determined by intelligence alone, right? It's determined by mindset and habits. So the first habit I see in high performers today is curiosity, right? It's required very much. They never stop asking questions. When you are curious, right? You never stop asking questions. They want to understand not just what they are doing, but why they are doing it. That curiosity keeps them, learning and growing throughout their career. The second thing is ownership. High performers don't wait, to be told what to do. They take responsibility. If they see a problem, they look for a solution. That's the quality every manager values. Third is integrity. So in healthcare, every decision ultimately, affects patients. Trust, ethics, and doing the right thing are non-negotiable. You can build a successful career only if people trust your judgment and your values. And finally, resilience. Careers are rarely a straight line, right? If I look back at my own journey, I have moved from pharmaceutical field sales to investment research, to commercial strategy, consulting, entrepreneurship, startups, and academia. You name it. In 30 years of my career, I've tested all of it. So every transition required me to learn something new, embrace uncertainty, and then start again with a beginner's mindset. So that's why I always tell students, right? Don't chase your first salary, chase learning. Don't ask which job pays the most today. Ask yourself which opportunity will help me become more valuable 5 years from now. Because careers are built on capability, one capability at a time. Right? If you continue learning, take ownership, work with integrity, and then stay resilient, opportunities will continue to come your way. So let me leave you with one final thought. Success in the pharma industry isn't about having all the answers. It's about staying curious enough to keep asking better questions. That's the mindset that builds meaningful careers, and then ultimately results in meaningful impact.
Thank you, Mr. Bhabesh. I agree. Like you, if you pick any of the company in today's world, if you see their values, it says resilience, ownership, integrity, and that is what every individual should also apply in their lives. So, moving on to Dr. Nayak, I would like to ask you a question that in today's pharmaceutical industry, who expects professional who understands and who are very much specialized into marketing, finance, HR, supply chain, and patient needs simultaneously. How does IHMR specifically prepare students for this multidimensional industry expectations?
Yeah, thank you, Kavita. It's a very interesting question you have put forth in front of all the students, seekers, knowledge seekers. Um, as in the beginning only, Dr. Pratap Nair sir also mentioned that the present B Pharmacy curriculum, which even I studied my B Pharmacy from there till now, if you see, as such, no drastic change has happened. So the B Pharmacy students or even M Pharm students, they predominantly prefer production or in research, quality control, quality assurance, regulatory affairs. But in our pharmaceutical management at IHMR, we realize no importance of management knowledge for the students. It is because of the one thing, even our Professor Ansari sir also said that no, the variety of knowledge gained faculty we have. We are into management, we are into consultancy knowledge, we are into sales and marketing, commercial intelligence and excellence. All these knowledge faculties are here. So we can guide the students by tapping their interest and ideas in the first semester itself. So all students cannot explore marketing. All students cannot go into maybe branding, management, etc. So their what you call strength, weakness, we have to identify as a faculty members, as an institute. So one is we have mentor-mentee concept is there, which starts from the first year itself, first semester itself. So as mentor-mentee concept in the first semester, second semester, no, we understand their each student's strength and weaknesses, and we work on them, and we guide them. And apart from mentor-mentee, we also have we include case studies, live case studies, whatever the experience we all faculty had in industries more than, if you put up our all faculty experience, industry experience is more than 50 years. So all case studies we can interact, we can discuss with the students. And apart from these two things, we also have two kinds of internship. One is at the end of the first semester, we have 2 months internship. We call it as a summer internship. And next is at the end of the second year, they go for a dissertation of 5 months in the industry. So they do in-depth research in their area of interest. So the first internship is more of an organizational study where they start exploring through their networking. They understand what is pharmaceutical market, what is pharmaceutical industry, various departments, where my interest can connect. And in the dissertation time, okay, with our guidance, they really explore the specialized areas like marketing, branding, maybe sales force effectiveness, variety of opportunities are there. So through them, no, it means from the hand-holding happens from the first semester to the fourth semester. So this is the thing. Through this one, no, we concentrate more on their digital skills, analytical skills, and even problem-solving skills and negotiation skills. So these are very important for the person to become manager, to lead the team in the coming in their organizations wherever they join.
Yes, Dr. Nayak, I think you have given our audience a lot to reflect on, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
Since you said that, summer internship and dissertation, this is something like practical knowledge is very much important. MBA is now not just, you know, re retained to classroom learning, and practical experience is very much important. And dissertation is, I think, one of the USPs which your college is offering, which I don't see among other colleges for, pharma or healthcare in that perspective. And since you have worked extensively into pharmaceutical sales, marketing, and research, you would be the better person to tell us, like, how is role of pharmaceutical marketing evolving from traditional product promotion, like going to doctors and selling the medicine, to a patient-centric and value-based healthcare? Because today, doctors don't even entertain sales representatives. So how that has shifted?
Okay. So, even after my B Pharmacy, I have done my PGDM in management. That time it was common, not specialized in pharmaceutical management. And after that, it is my individual thought. I started exploring which career opportunity is better. Then first opportunity I found was to become medical representative. And I started my career with Wokhard Mother and Child Care Division, where promoting food products to the gynecologist and pediatrician. I started from Nagpur as headquarters in Maharashtra. I used to cover various districts surrounding Nagpur, Chandrapur, Bandara, Gondia, etc. Then I moved into a company called as Morpent Laboratories, which was launching. So I got the opportunity to launch the company, launch the brands, launch the products in Karnataka, in Hubli headquarters. And it was typically like, as you said, no, it was more of a traditional kind of selling where, go and meet the doctors. It is a very conventional way. And when I moved to a third company, Novo Nordisk, there product was primarily insulin, and lot of new products in insulin in the form of pens and analogs were launched. There, the patient-centric approach, I looked into that company, and I realized how the transformation is happening in the pharmaceutical industry from traditional marketing or selling to the patient-centric methods. So we used to conduct a lot of patient education programs and even nurse education programs, and CMEs, continue medical educations to the doctors. So these are all components which will create a customer-centric approach in the industry. So there I gained these kind of knowledges, and presently, if you see, lot of companies, even later on, I moved into Ranbaxy, CV Life Cardiac Division, then also about healthcare. So I learned, or you can say I got exposed to the same kind of methodology which currently all the companies are doing. And in addition, a lot of digital presence has come. Even now, doctors can explore a lot of what you call visiting the website, and they can research, they can find out the various solutions. And companies are, through the representatives or through the managerial connect, or the companies also have doctors, they connect with the doctors, and they guide with the digital way also. And even in some companies, like diagnostic companies are there, medical device companies are there, wherever possible they reach out the patients in a digital way, okay, through apps. So this is how the transformation happening, and it is must and should that employees who all join these kind of companies, they have to know and they have to adapt. That is the reason I said in our IHMR we train them in the beginning only digital skills. Digital skills is one side. Okay, you can explore opportunities in consultancy companies by having a knowledge of Excel, advanced Excel, R programming, etc. And along with all this technology, healthcare technologies, how they are changing or transforming the career. Also, we guide them through this. It becomes very easy for the students when they get dissertation, or even when they interview in the companies, they easily get selected. So to say, there are two kinds of opportunities we create to the students who join and who complete the management program here. One is immediate career opportunities. So they require whatever the basic skills, we guide them. Second is we also tell them that no, after 5 years or after 7-8 years, what kind of career growth you should have. Okay, so that also we start guiding them, because unless until we don't have the student don't have the vision of growth after 10 years or after 5 years, okay, he or she cannot grow properly with the right guidance. So this is what we do in our institute.
Yes. Thank you, and that was very insightful. And I hope our audience is also taking notes because these are very invaluable lessons. So, as a closing question, if I would like to ask you in very brief and considering the span of time, if you can just let us know one piece of career advice that every pharma management student should remember while preparing for the future pharmaceutical industry, what it would it?
See, we are since 1 hour we are talking about pharmaceutical industry. Healthcare industry itself is so large in that one is pharmaceutical industry. We also have medical device industry. We also have diagnostic. We also have surgical. We also have health insurance companies. We also have consultancy companies which provides variety of consultancy to variety of industries. So it's a big what you call sector itself where management students can explore their career opportunities. And for that, my one piece of advice is that know the companies, know the products, know the customers, know the competitors. So this you know need to have experience by visiting the companies through websites or having a network with people of the industries through LinkedIn or other platforms. You can gain the knowledge. So knowledge is the one of the important what you call source for to have an edge over others. And also, as I said, no, you should build negotiation skills. This is very, very important to grow as a leader. Leadership, at the end, leadership matters a lot. Okay, we all learn management course, and if you cannot become manager or leader, then it's of no use because no ROI comes into picture when you become leader. After 3 or 4 years, when you become manager in the organization, then yeah, the whatever the return on investment you started thinking when I invested 8 lakh in CDM in IHMR, the result will come there only. Thank you.
Yes, sir, agreed. And that was indeed a very fantastic session by now, and I can see a lot of audience have already poured in questions. So I think the question like kindly let us know about the future and current opportunities for person of MPharm with 15 plus experience in pharma and R&D. If any one of you would like to take it up.
Pratap sir, would you like to take that question?
Yeah. So I believe this is a gentleman with 15 years of experience above MPharm. Correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I would like to relate this experience, as I told you, like we have the Viksit Bharat vision by government, and in the last budget, there's a lot of allocation of budget for innovative space in biotechnology product, pharmaceutical manufacturing, and GCCs. Okay, so your past experience is now going to change. Like Bhabesh sir also said, what you're going to learn new is important now, and how the pharmaceutical industry is going to take a new turn. So your past experience may not work in the current scenario because your company where you're working, I do not know, or where all you have worked, that those companies are going to change their, approach from being just a manufacturing hub to an innovative hub. If that happens, the entire company culture, the entire company, the way they worked actually will have to change. So at this moment, we can see that, Indian companies have started, I think even Zydus Cadila is actually almost there with another innovative product. So if 3 Indian companies can suddenly change, I think there's a lot of scope for the industry to change. But of course, as a tradition being the Me Too product industry, or the traditional way of, with the manufacturing hub and pushing it to few exports oriented companies, like, getting the regulatory affairs approval from big markets. So that also will continue. So I do not know where are you planning to move with the current, or take up new challenges. In industry now, the questions, like Panigrahi sir, if the company is changing, you will be asked new questions. So that is one sense, actually sensor, which you can use it. Okay, whether to change the company or not. And of course, what is going to be the future? Otherwise, you must ask questions. So what is your plan in the next 5 years? Where do you want to grow? How much we wanted to grow from the conventional way, and what is going to be the innovative way of growing? So I think we are changing in India. So the past experience matters, but I do not know. It depends on the company profile and company objective to grow into different areas. It depends largely on that.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Nair. We have another question by Hridaya Mari. She's asking, as a BPharm final year student aspiring to enter healthcare management, what would be your advice regarding eligibility criteria for IIHMR Bangalore? I think we have the Pharma Prospectus PDF, which mentions the answer to this question, and she's answering the entrance exam that she should prioritize after graduation, and skills that she can develop during her bachelor's degree to improve chance of selection and future career growth in pharmaceutical management.
So, Kavita, I may answer this, right? See, this pharma management program or other programs that we have at IIHMR Bangalore, that is open for any graduate. The only thing is that they should have 50% marks in their graduation. That is one thing. And second, even if they are in final year, they can appear, right? Later on, they can, submit their, final score. And since we have AICT approved program, so we have a requirement of appearance in one of the management aptitude tests. So they are in the prospectus, we have listed down 7 different tests like CAT, MAT, ZAT, ATMA, right? So they need to appear. So they just have to appear there, right? We haven't put any cutoff for that. For us, the main criteria is their performance in GDPI. In GDPI, we invite industry expert. We also include our 2 internal faculties. If they think that this candidate is good to be taken, so we take them, right? Because in that panel, in that GDPI, we think about, right, if we can place them in good organization or not, if we can train them, right, as a manager or the leader, right? So this is right. And
Okay.
for more details, right, you can refer to our prospectus and you can also connect with us.
Okay, we'll take one more question by Saranya. She's asking, what skills should a fresher acquire? I think this question is most of it answered, but she also wants to know, to be selected for roles other than pharmaceutical production and medical field officer than the market offers. Generally, for R&D roles, experience is required or preferred highly.
So maybe Bhabesh, would you like to take that question?
What is the question? Can you repeat that for me one more time?
Should a fresher acquire so that selected for roles other than pharmaceutical production or medical field officer? And generally for R&D roles, experience is required or preferred highly.
Yeah, for R&D, a master's degree in my mind would be must to have. A B pharmacy degree can definitely get into a production role in quality control. But for R&D, you definitely need to have a master's degree, and a PhD is desirable at some point in time. I think that answers your question. But if you don't want to get into R&D, and if you have a significant scientific strength, and you want to pursue a management program from IIHMR, that will give you the edge, because even with a B pharmacy with a PGD PM program, you still have an edge, because because the skills that will teach you as a scientist, as an R&D scientist, with 3 or 4 years. The concepts, the fundamentals of R&D, you can learn, from a textbook, from references and available out there. But the management skills, right, is something that's going to be business acumen, like portfolio management or competitive intelligence or healthcare economics. Those are the skills that can make you, well-rounded pharmaceutical management professionals. So scientific foundation is a significant strength, but developing skills in strategy, commercialization, and regulatory affairs will make and help broaden your career opportunities. And probably you will be in a position to prepare yourself for leadership roles quickly, because when you get into R&D, the opportunities will continue to remain R&D, right? So
Yes.
you may not have the opportunity to come out of R&D and explore something out, in the management space.
Yes.
So even without having R&D experience, you can still be a well-rounded pharmaceutical professional with leadership.
I would also like to add here, Bhabesh, right? So what I've seen in R&D, right, M-Pharm will not work, right? Based on M-Pharm, you can get a job. But if you want to grow in that R&D space, you have to go for PhD.
Yes.
And if you really want to grow well, you have to go to US or European countries to do your PhD, because in India, R&D is not happening. We are just having incremental R&D, right? But transformative innovation is happening only in the European countries and in the US, right? So better, if you are planning to be the part of R&D, that is very important. Although we offer management program, but we do not encourage everyone to join pharma management program, because in the ecosystem we need every kind of people. And if India is aiming to become an innovation, a powerhouse in future by 2047, we need every kind of people. So you should go for M-Pharm if you have interest in R&D, and after that, go for PhD, because that is must if you want to grow. Otherwise, your growth will not happen. Like, I heard from one of the, participants, and that person said, that person has more than 15 years of experience in R&D. And that person is exploring about, what are the other, options for growth, what they can do, right?
Yeah.
But with management course, one advantage is there. You should not go for higher education. MBA, PGDM is enough, right? Yeah, in future, since learning is very important, you should learn, right? You should keep learning, right? So you can go for certification course, or you can learn on your own. But you don't need to go for PhD or higher education unless you have interest in academia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
R&D is a long game, right?
Yeah.
And it has probably, it's not just a PhD these days anymore. You have to have a PDF as well at some point,
Right.
Postdoctoral fellowship, and that's a different career path altogether.
Yeah.
And
but we need
take
people,
another
right?
8 or 10 years before you establish yourself. So I'm
But
not necessarily saying it's not good.
Yeah.
But if you have an aptitude, definitely yes. But you don't have to have a PhD, or you can be a business leader with whatever technical strength that you have achieved at a graduate level or a postgraduate level. You don't have to have a PhD to succeed in the pharmaceutical space.
Yeah,
Lots
thank
of
you,
your senior managers, vice president, general managers, if you see, they don't have a PhD degree. If you want,
in fact, we see in pharma, right, there are many CEOs and top leaders who started their journey from medical rep, from sales actually, and then over the time they became the leader, like they became director, they became VP, and finally CEO or maybe MD.
Yeah, the CEO of Mankind Pharma, Junaid, he started as a medical rep. The current CEO or the current MD of Novo Nordisk, he started his career as a medical rep. Right. Over the time, the leadership skills you get acquired on the job. A formal degree, a pharmaceutical management degree, can accelerate that pace, because you get to learn the real thing academically, and you'll be able to translate them really quickly soon after your PhD program. So
Yes.
They're all relative. I mean, they are going to be applied real time. So I think that answers your question, I guess. If you have any additional questions.
There are other
Yes,
questions,
sir.
right? Maybe we can take, like I can read up from, Vishwas Parihar, right? He's saying that I'm currently working as a medical representative at East India Pharmaceutical Works Limited. I have completed my bachelor's and master's in bioinformatics, and my career goal is to grow into the product management team. See, even if you have done, okay, you have done masters already, right? So you may enter, right? But it's very difficult, right? If your college is not helping you, it's very difficult. There are very rare cases where you transition your career from core science background to management side. There are many examples, right? But their number is very less. People who are going for management, they are going only mainly for they are want to learn But I have seen, some examples, few examples, right, where they have transitioned into product management on their own as well, but their number is very less. What are the other questions, Kavita? Are you there? Pratap said there is a question from, Saurav. Anyone who has completed its course in CRISPR genomics, does he get a job in pharma industry? Would you like to answer that?
He's talking about CRISPR?
Yeah, CRISPR genomics. Bhabesh, you can also answer in case.
CRISPR genomics. What type of course basically is this? It's basically
Maybe Bhabesh can answer, right? Bhabesh?
Yeah, what's the question? CRISPR genomics. This person has done a postgraduate certification program.
Saurav, are you there? Can you answer that?
Can you frame your question?
The question is, anyone who has completed its course in CRISPR genomics, does he get a job in pharma industry?
Yeah, that's a good question. See, CRISPR is an emerging frontier science. Okay, and in US and Europe there are CRISPR. This is like a gene editing technology, right? Used in cell and gene therapy. And there are companies out there in the established markets like US and Europe where the science is well understood, and there are products already being commercialized using this the technology, CRISPR genomics technology. Very, very nascent phase. There are a few startups I know, especially in Bangalore, who are building CRISPR-based therapeutics. And there's probably some of them are are looking for funding, but the space is very, very early, and they look for highly experienced people who are strong in the application of the CRISPR technology. So having a certification with no real world experience might be a big challenge to penetrate the job market, because companies are only a handful. And that too, you will get it only in Bangalore, maybe a few CRISPR-based companies in Hyderabad. So having a certification may not be enough. So you have to specialize. You have to specialize in the CRISPR space deep enough to be able to crack into.
Thank you, Bhabesh. Actually, just want to inform, I don't know, Mr. Saurav is still there. See, we have one among our panel of recruiters for our students from IIHMR is a genomics-based therapeutic company, which they are still actually today also. I received an inquiry from them. Do you have? So there are opportunities because hospitals and the pharmaceutical industries are their clientels. So in the product management and also in marketing, they have a lot of opportunities for us current graduates. Only thing is, they're asking for more. We are done with the the current batch.
Right.
So,
No, I know this space because I've worked with a few gene editing companies using the CRISPR technology platform.
Yeah, I'm talking about
precision. My wife is into precision medicine. She's a PhD in molecular biology, working for a CRISPR-based company in Bangalore. So this space is very complex, and you need to be hands-on.
Yeah.
For you to be able to.
No, but still they require management students to manage their operations.
Yes,
that's an area. I'm talking about hemogenomics. Company called Hemogenomics.
Yeah, the understanding is good. Getting a job, I don't know. Depends. You can always try your luck in sales and marketing for a CRISPR-based therapeutics company.
Yeah.
Right. Sales or marketing or business development, licensing kind of thing. If you think you know the science really, really well, but if you want to do research, then you have to have a
right from Vishwas, right? He's asking about he's working as a medical rep, but he wants to transition from medical rep sales to product management, right? So he's asking if he should quit his job and then go for MBA, or he should continue with his job as a medical rep and just learn about product management through online courses, certificate programs.
Interesting question. See, I started my career back in 1995 as a medical sales rep. Okay, for 5 years I worked for Sara Biochemicals and then Sandoz. Gone. So I'm talking about my experience 30 years back. A lot has changed since then. But I gave you 2 examples already, right? You can go all the way up to the MD and CEO working. If you continue working as a medical rep for next 15, 20 years. But that path is extremely going to be challenging because the competition is huge, right? But if you want, I think in my view, you can to leave your job. It's not a bad idea, right? And then pursue a full-time PGDBM program in pharma management because you already know the game, the pharmaceutical industry a lot, from your experience. So your experience will come handy. And your degree will add up, and then you can, get into a product executive, product manager role. May not be a senior level to begin with, but probably the transition is going to be quicker, in my view, because medical rep, there are lots of medical reps. The space is extremely crowded, and promotions are very, very difficult to come by, even if you are a strong performer. Probably a degree postgraduate program can give you that edge.
So nowadays, if we see any job opening for product management, profile, they mention that they need someone who has pharmacy background or pharma management background, right? MBA is required. MBA, PGDM is must.
Also pays.
Only small companies, right, who have operations in just few cities or maybe a couple of states, they may take you, right? Yeah. But their number is very less, and there you will not have growth. If you want to grow in your career, MBA is must. Now you're asking that, can you do that online? You can do that, right? But transition will be very tough. You will have a lot of challenges. Why people are going for paying so much money and they are joining full time? Because college plays a very important role. They have qualified teachers, they have industry experts who visit colleges, they take lectures, and they are well connected with the industry, right? So their job is to train you well, and they can bring industry so that you can be interviewed. So that is very important, because getting a job is important. Otherwise, it will take years so that people will realize about your potential, and maybe then they can take you, right? So we should always look at the average, people, right? How they have transitioned from medical rep to product management. If you already have an MBA, you are in sales, you are going to have a high chances of getting into product management team. But if you are just a graduate, it would be very difficult.
Yeah, it will take longer,
Yeah.
much longer, because I have seen medical reps elevated to the level of product manager in a matter of 8 to 10 years. And that's also by sheer luck. And you never know. And it doesn't happen for everyone, because you continue your career path in the sales space. You become a sales manager, vice president sales, and general manager sales, national sales manager and all. But product management path may or may not open up. So for lateral entry, I would recommend going for a full-time degree program in pharma management. That will give you the necessary boost. Because you already know the game, and you already and the skills, and you now know the fundamentals and concepts that can make you stay ahead of the game, right?
So again, we have a question from Saurav, right? He's asking about, what is the advice for those who have done M.Pharm in pharmacology? See, Saurav, we offer management program. All, panelists who are here, they have exposure to management side of pharma, right? So we are not an expert in, in that side, side of, pharma, like pharmacology. What I know, I mean, people who have done M.Pharm, right? Many of them, they join a company like Wipro and other IT companies as a pharmacovigilance officer. But I've seen their growth has been very limited. They spend 10 years, 5 years, 15 years, but their salary doesn't grow well. So better, I would say you consult with someone who have expertise in that area, because we have expertise in management side. Maybe
Ansari
Dr.
sir,
Pratap can add
yeah,
a few points.
basically, if you have a medical pharmacology background and if you know the clinical research management, I think you will be the right choice for the industry to become a clinical research professional, because they specifically look for the pharmacology background in order to do the one of our students who got placed in Novo Nordisk, he has a medical MSc in pharmacology from Mysore, some medical college, and he got placed into the Novo Nordisk with a very big company after completing the course from IIHMR. So one advantage, like Ansari sir said, is if you join the course, then we can help you. We can you yourself can directly interact with the industry professional during your studies, and after the studies, you will get a chance to do your internship, dissertation, then your placements. A lot of people will come here, so there's a lot of practicality with the industry. You will get a totally different orientation here. So that is one advantage you must actually explore.
Yeah.
I think we are done with all the questions. So over to you, Kavita.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I think we have answered most of the questions, and in the interest of time, I would like to thank you all the panelists, and I think you guys have also, have taken a lot of insights from the session have might taken notes. And still, there's PDF into the chat section if anyone wants to know more about it, or they can visit the IHMR portal or links given in the chat section so that they can get more insights into it. So, on behalf of everyone joining us today, I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to all our esteemed panelists for sharing your knowledge, experience, and valuable guidance. Your insights have undoubtedly given our audience a clearer understanding of evolving pharmaceutical industry and the exciting opportunity lying ahead. Thank you again, everyone who joined us today and made this session interactive with your questions and participation. We hope today's discussion has helped you gain clarity and confidence, which is very much important, and inspiration for your professional journey ahead. We are looking forward for students to join IHMR Bangalore to pursue their PJDM into pharma, healthcare, or AI in that matter. And wishing you all continued success in your careers. Have a wonderful evening, and thank you for having me, and thank you to audience for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Kavita. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
Thank you, Kavita. Thank you, participants.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Take care.